Hello world, my name is Shelley and today we're going to talk about managing employees with mental health issues. This topic is now more than ever incredibly important as we begin to rebuild our lives after COVID-19. The implications of COVID for mental health is a dire situation. It's impacted every person around the world, and it has increased fear, worry, concern, and anxiety for all age groups. As a manager, you'll most likely have to manage several employees who are affected by mental illness during this difficult time. As a manager, if you don't recognize or address mental illness, employees will generally leave if they're not supported. People who are affected by mental illness are prone to rampant unemployment, either from being laid off or quitting. Unemployment is a major trigger for anxiety and depression, and it can be hard for people to find and even keep jobs. In a perfect world, people who are affected by mental health disorders would be 100% supported in the workplace at the organizational level. They would be able to grow and thrive with the proper treatment. However, the world is not perfect. Even if you support mental health initiatives on your team, maybe they're not supported at the organizational level because executive leadership isn't comfortable speaking about mental health openly because of the stigma associated with mental health disorders. Mental health initiatives will not be created and rolled out overnight. They take time as people warm to the topic of conversation. The only way to remove the stigma is to talk about mental health openly. When you talk about mental health openly, your employees should follow your lead. If you don't have mental health issues yourself, maybe you have friends or family who do and that you can draw experience from. It's important for leaders to begin the conversation and not shut down employees who want to discuss mental health openly. If an employee's productivity has gone down and they're not as engaged as they once were, they may be affected by mental illness. You should treat conversations regarding mental illness the same as you would do with a performance review. Begin by asking them what you can do to help and what support do they need. They may not be comfortable talking to you about mental health at first, not because they don't trust you, but because they are not acknowledging that they have a problem. In many cultures, people with diagnosed mental health disorders are viewed as weak or even crazy. This is simply not true, and it is rooted in ignorance of what people affected by mental health issues go through every day. If you or anyone on your team is affected by mental illness and are not being treated, please do your best to encourage them to get treatment, but without overstepping. Let them know that you support them and guide them to any resources available to them. But remember, people have to help themselves, and you cannot do it for them. Being supportive may be exactly what they need to look inward and address their issues. You can learn more about mental health awareness in my Pluralsight course, Increasing Mental Health Awareness for Improved Inclusiveness. This course includes animated, scenario-based training as you'll watch as an organization develops their mental health initiatives and how their initiatives impact their employees. By the end of this course, you will be able to support mental health initiatives by removing the stigma in your workplace for improved inclusiveness. Visit HoffsTech.com/mental health awareness to get started with a free trial today. How will you support mental health initiatives in your workplace? Let me know in the comments, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Visit our website at HoffsTech.com and subscribe to my newsletter to be notified when I publish content and schedule events. Follow me on Twitter at @SBenhoff and check out my podcast, TRs in Tech, available now wherever you get your podcasts and on the TRs in Tech YouTube channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.